Are you kidding? Buy a house right now? In this market? In this economy? There's no way, dude. We are in a bubble. This thing is gonna burst. Everything's gonna come to a crashing halt. Mark my words, we're going down. Let's talk about that. Hi, I'm Ashley Sharon with Paragon Realty, and I actually am a 13-year real estate veteran. I cut my teeth in REO meaning foreclosure properties, back in the whole mess of 2008 to 2010, 2012. We were actually assigned properties from the bank to take care of assets that they had reclaimed because of foreclosure from the borrower. And so I remember the mess very well of 60 to 70 properties a month that we were having to go serve notice on, vacate, and all of the red tape that went with that. I know what I'm talking about. And I love to do deep dives in data when it comes to speculation about what the market is or is not going to do. Look, I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody does. But I do have data. And that is something that we can use to look as indicators of the future and what the market might behave like here in the next few seasons. So here's what I want to talk about today. Is there a bubble that's going to burst? Is now a bad time to invest in real estate, or should I wait? First, let's get some entry-level information out there. Rates right now are crazy stupid low. I mean, you can lock in a rate for under 3%, and that is basically, in the history of mortgage, like free money, okay? Someone is giving you money to go out and pursue your dreams at a very small interest rate, which makes it more attainable for more people. People like to speculate over the cost of a house or the list price of houses and how they're going for multiple offers and this and that. But what you really need to pay attention to are these rates, because rates affect your purchasing power. So if you're approved for the purchase of a $350,000 home, every time that rate increases, your purchasing power decreases. Okay, so if we have a bombastic rate of 2.4 in today's market and rates go up by even just 1%, you're talking about possibly being disqualified for that home of your dreams. In tandem, when you have real estate appreciation, which we'll get into in just a minute, exceed itself year over year, that $300,000 or $350,000 home that you loved so much that fit your needs in today's circumstances might be worth something along the lines of $375,000, $400,000, $425,000, even $450,000, depending on market conditions. Even with no crystal ball, I can guarantee you rates will increase. That's determined. Lenders are already talking about it. Some lenders are already cushioning it and baking it into the deal so that the rates that they're quoting today cover a little bit of that adjustment that's expected to come in a month and then 2 months from now. It's guaranteed. Even if real estate doesn't move, rates will increase, which, like I said, affects your purchasing power. Generally, supply and demand is what drives a real estate market. And in most markets, you balance out between a seller's market and a buyer's market when you have enough inventory to supply buyers with about 5 months of inventory here in Dallas. 6 months is perfectly even, but 5 months in Dallas is a good balance. In Q2 of this year, the second quarter of this year, we were at 1.1 months of supply. That means we are sorely lacking supply in the real estate market to feed the amount of buyers out there in the market that are looking for a home. In Q3, we saw that this rose just a little bit. We do have a little bit more inventory to deal with as people are more comfortable returning to life as normal. But we're still not in a buyer's market by any means. Sellers have a lot more leverage to get what they want out of the sale of their home. I mean, did you know that the population of Texas is expected to double in 15 years? Double. And Tesla just announced that they were moving their headquarters to Austin. Dallas has one of the best employment markets in the nation. It's booming for business, and so many people are coming to the state. There's just not enough supply to meet the demand. I'm no mathematician, so I defer to the experts as far as the numbers are concerned. And the S&P CoreLogic the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Dallas home price index, the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Dallas Home Price NSA saw a change in value. Get this, given consistent quality in construction styles and housing style in general, saw an increase over the span of May of 2011 to June of 2021, that's a 10-year span, of 110.14%, and that averages out to 7.71% annually. That's consistent appreciation, which means prices are consistently going up. This is why we so regularly do deep dives on data that comes out monthly when we're looking at inventory, homes sold, price appreciation. That's what we're dissecting. We're looking at it on a micro scale so that we can understand the macro. I will wrap it up by saying this. No one can determine what the right time to buy is except you. You and your budget, you and your circumstances, whatever is going on in your life, that is what determines the right time to buy or sell real estate. However, when you talk about a bubble or when you talk about the prospect of a huge collapse when it comes to real estate, defer to the experts, defer to the people that dissect this day in and day out, that understand what they're talking about, feel the trends as they're happening, and understand what is common and what's not so common in real estate as things shift. Another statistic before we go is one that I found very interesting, rentals versus home ownership. And in Dallas County in particular, 52.9% of Dallas County rents. This is huge. This is huge because the national average of renters is actually 33%. So we far exceed the national average of renters versus homeowners. That puts pressure on renters. And it gives all the cards to landlords to raise rent every year when it's time for renewal, which is another reason I always recommend my clients who are renting for the time to lock in as long of a lease as possible so that they can secure that, financial security with the same consistent payments for as long as what makes sense for them. 2 years minimum, 3 years would be optimal. But when you think about data like this and how Dallas is performing, high population growth, great employment opportunities, tons of headquarters, and a large majority of people are renting, then you can understand why it would benefit you to actually become a homeowner much sooner than paying into the rental system year after year after year. Even if you owned that home for 3-4 years and went to sell, these numbers are saying you're going to have great appreciation and are going to be able to walk away with a little bit of profit. I hope that this has given you something to consider as you make your goals for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years for you and your family's financial security. And I hope that you and your family are doing well and staying safe. I'll see you next time.